Hey there, algebra. We got lesson 5-4. We're going to be doing problems 1 through 10 today. Our learning target is I can find the slope by using the slope formula. So that's going to be right here. It is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Essentially, what we're doing is we're going to take the y's and subtract them, the x's and subtract them. This is the same thing as our rise over our run, if you remember from the previous lesson. Okay, so let's try to take it and put an example. We're going to try to find the slope or the steepness of 4 and -2 and -1 and 2. So we're going to take y2. Remember, our x is first and then our y. So our y2 would be this one right here. We got our 2. Subtract our y1. So subtract -2 over x2, which is -1, minus 4. All right, so we're going to simplify this. We're going to add the opposite. 2 plus 2 is 4. Add the opposite. -1 plus -4 is -5. So this ends up being -4/5. And so if you remember from yesterday, that would make a negative slope would be down and to the right. If I can beautifully draw an arrow. Beautifully drawn arrow. Okay, same thing down here. We're going to take our x or our y2. Doesn't really matter what one you choose as long as they match up and they're consistent. y2, so I'm going to do that 1 minus 0 over 2 minus 2. 1 minus 0 would be 1. 2 minus 2 would be 0. We can't have 1 of nothing, so this is undefined. Anytime we have 1 over 0, this is going to end up with something that is straight up and down. Here we have our formula, y equals mx plus b. Kind of get that in your head, get that in your notes. M is going to be our slope. Y and x are the things that we are going to plug into this to create a line or a function. For the slope, though, the steepness, we're going to have a few examples. I'm going to do it a little differently than the book shows, so I encourage you, if you want to find a different way, you can look into the book. I think it's a little bit redundant, so I'm going to go my way. Again, for this way, if we're trying to solve for the slope, we want to get it into y equals form. So we're going to start here. We have 6x minus 5y equals 30. So I want to get everything away from that y. So I'm going to add 6x, and I'm going to rewrite this equation. That cancels. -5y equals 6x plus 30. Notice I wrote the x in front just because that's how our equation is written. Next, we have to divide by -5. If we do it to one side, we do it to the other. This is a common mistake right here for people. We're going to take this -5 and we're going to divide it by both of these. That cancels and we get y equals -6 over 5, -6/5 x plus 30 divided by 5 is 6, and this is a -6, so plus a -6, or we could minus 6. And our slope in this problem, because now we have it in y equals form, we have it in the y equals mx plus b form, is -6/5. Let's try that one more time. Here we have 5x equals 90 minus ny. I hate dealing with negatives, so I'm going to add this n9y and get it over here. Plus 9y. Plus 9y. We got 9y plus 5x equals 90. We're going to minus 5x. 9y equals, again, I'm going to write the 5x first, plus 90. Just because that's how it's written up here, it makes our math a little bit easier. Divide by 9. Divide both of these by 9. And we get y equals -5/9 x plus 90 divided by 9 is 10. We'll talk about what this number represents in future problems. It's the y-intercept, where it goes to the y-axis. But for the slope, which what we're talking about today, that is going to be -5/9. And again, a negative slope is going to be down and to the right. Positive slope is going to be up and to the right. And a zero slope would be to the right. and flat. Again, you're doing problems 1 through 10. I have my Zoom open all day. Please Zoom with me if you need any help at all.